So if you've been on my channel before, you might be familiar with the complete roadmap to shred. I'm preparing myself to make the next installment titled Complete Roadmap to Sweep, which is one of the most commonly requested lessons to any teacher who teach shred or speed playing. And I happen to have a method that was very effective for myself. This is how I learned how to sweep, and whenever I taught this method to my students, almost all of them have learned how to sweep. I'm so confident in it that I guarantee you, if you follow this method, you will absolutely learn how to sweep, provided you put in the time and effort into practicing. Now back to the topic. In order to make this video, I wanted to learn a sweeping song so I could demonstrate that I could do what I'm about to teach you, and what other song is better than some of Jason Becker's song. In this case, I have heard this song called Altitudes for many years, and I've always wanted to learn that sweeping segment, so I thought this is a perfect opportunity. So in this video, I'm going to learn Jason Becker's Altitudes, the sweeping segment. I'll share with you some of the challenges that I face and how I overcome these challenges. And if you want to learn how to sweep with me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so when the complete roadmap to sweep is released, you will get the notification. That said, let's get on with it. Alright, so here we are. I have the tabs ready. I decided to look up tabs rather than learning by ear because it's much faster. But Mr. Tabs didn't make a video on this song, so I found Ibrahim Birdo's video. I hope I didn't butcher his name. But his video is one of the best, I think. It's got a very clear camera angle. The tab seems to be very accurate to the original song. And most importantly, there is slow playthrough so I can follow along. And actually, even more importantly, the tab is on top of the video rather than on the bottom. Personally, I prefer it that way more because when it's on the bottom, the YouTube UI, including the progress bar, the buttons and all that, will block the tab from time to time, and it can be very annoying for myself at least. So I always prefer it, and I make my video that way as well. Actually, on that topic, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the tabs being on top or on the bottom? Let me know in the comments so I know, because I make my video this way just because that's what I prefer. So let's get started right away. Alright, so the first measure is pretty straightforward. It's a shape that is super common. That is the first shape I ever learned. Alright, so that's easy enough. I should be able to pick this up right away. Why is there a slide from 10 to 14? Yeah, he didn't slide either. I don't know what that slide is. It's probably a mistake. This is why kids only use tabs as a reference. Never take everything as literal. Follow what they're doing on screen rather than read tabs, because there's a slide on the tab, but there's no slide. So the first 3 bars seems to be very straightforward for me, at least. And then, and then we go. So 90. That's also the same shape, the A minor shape that you just stripped from here to here. Exactly the same shape. So we have F sharp major triad, and then okay, so we're going from this 18 to 21. Woo! That's a pretty big stretch. You see that? That's a pretty big stretch. Okay, so the first couple bars have been pretty straightforward. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, he slid his pinky. Wow, okay. Wow, okay. Alright, now that is something new that I've never done before. Okay. I'm used to doing this, finishing up with my index finger. But I've never done this before, where I have to keep my pinky on the string and slide it up. I'm gonna have to fight the urge to want to do this. End up with my index finger rather than slide it up with my pinky. That is something new I'll have to get used to. We will put this down for as a pain point that I need to drill for later. Let's keep going for now. Alright, moving right along, we have this little thing. 14, 15, 14, 13. So a little chromatic little thing. Okay, so we're moving from B major to A major. The pattern is different again. Oh, what is that? Whoa, oh. Oh, okay. Wow, all right, that is something new to me. Okay, so this A major shape arpeggio, that's nothing new to me. The half sweep is also very common. Now, the half sweep in the lower register, now, that is something new that I've never done before. This is gonna be the second pain point for me. Wow, that is very strange. All right, that is the second pain point that I'm gonna have to drill, but let's move on for now. Oh my God, right after that, oh my God, right after that one, we move to 9, 13. So we move from A major to, that's a F sharp major. Oh my God, also lower half register, half sweep. Up until this point, I've been feeling like, oh, this is pretty straightforward. I know every shape, so I should be able to pick this up pretty quickly. This part is gonna take me a while. All right, so we wrap it up in the A major part. And then we just have some shreddy little lick at the end to wrap it up. Woo, wow. That half sweep in the low register is gonna take some time to get used to. I'm gonna have to figure out a way for me to make it make sense, because right now, if I just brute force through it using what I know so far, I'm picking. You hear? I'm picking the G string twice. Alright, this is definitely gonna require some drilling time. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the camera and start drilling.
The next day.
Alright, we're on to the second day now because I realized I needed more drills than I anticipated, so I decided to drill more off camera. As I said earlier in the video, I had 2 pain points that I need to address. The first one is this, right? Keeping my pinky on the A string and slide it into the next shape. So what I did is I divided into 2 chunks to drill this. So the first chunk is this. This chunk serves as a rewiring process to fight against the urge that I have to finish this shape with the index finger. So I just drill this. So that's the first chunk that I drill. And here is the second chunk that I drill. This second chunk's purpose is to reinforce this motion of going from here, from this pinky slide thing, right into this second shape. And this is a practicing method that I call burst chunking, where you isolate your pain point into very tiny groups, very tiny chunks, and you play the chunk with speed. That said, let's move into the next part, which is the half sweep in the lower register. I drilled this part for quite some time, and I was just doing this. As you can hear, it's very sloppy, and also I'm picking the B string, the G string twice. That's because when I'm doing this down, down, and then by the time I go into the next string, the G string, I need to switch to up pick. So I need to rotate my pick. Watch my picking hand closely, okay? So down pick, now I need to switch to up pick. I need to rotate the pick direction, right? So I'm doing this, that's one pick, and then I come back up. I got another pick. So after observing what Ibrahim does and also watch other players play it, I finally figured out there is something that they're doing distinctively different than what I was doing. I'm going to play it side by side and see if you can figure it out. So did you figure it out? If you did, leave it in the comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe if it's been helpful so far. Alright, so if you haven't figured it out yet, don't worry. I will show you right now. So when you're sweeping, the conventional sweeping motion is this, right? Pay attention to my picking hand, okay? You're just gliding down in one continuous motion. You don't pause, you don't pick your note like this. This is what I call individual string picking motion, right? When you sweep pick, you don't want that. You want to just glide it through with one continuous motion, with no pause, no stopping, no transition motion in between at all. And this is true for both going down and up. You don't do this. However, when you play this half sweeping in the lower register, you actually want to do that. Because when you do individual pick stroke, you actually have the room to switch your picking direction without hitting the string that you don't want. So like this, watch my picking hand closely, okay? You see, the very first 2 string is the individual pick motion, and then you transition to up pick with a continuous sweeping picking motion. One more time, even slower. This time I'll explain the type of picking that I'm doing. Down pick, individual pick, hammer on. Down pick, individual pick, and then up sweep, up sweep, up sweep. Rather than down sweep, hammer on, down sweep. Now I'm stuck between the D string and the G string. And in order to rotate my pick angle, now I have to come up this way and pick the G string once and then do up sweep, up sweep, up sweep. That is why when I try to do that continuous sweeping motion in this range, it always sounds sloppy. It doesn't sound good. Now once I transition to 2 individual downstrokes and then up sweeps, voila, there you go, I got it. So that is how I learned Jason Becker's altitudes. Now, if you want to learn how to sweep with me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so when Complete Roadmap to Sweep is released, you will get a notification. And I'll see you in the Complete Roadmap to Sweep soon.